G'day tubers and welcome to part 31. Thank you to the usual people, subscribers and viewers and contributors, whoever they are. Now, let's start off. Have a look at this. This is the main street, one of the main streets of Maryborough. This is actually heading into the Woolworths car park, and have a look at this lot bringing traffic to a standstill everywhere. I saw them down the road a little bit, a couple hundred metres. And then half an hour later, here they are marching into Woolworths like they own the joint. Yeah, there's a lake just right near it, but apparently this is quite common for this lot. So everyone stops and gives them right away. Now, how's that for a bit of power? Been out doing a little bit more prospecting, tubers, to my favourite little spot there, and have a look at some of these items. A bloody old padlock that's worth about a dead fly. It's a real cheap thing. It was rusting away in my hands. The old ones wouldn't have. But some other nice little knickknacks here, and I'm convinced this place must have been stables and a blacksmith shop, because all the little bits and pieces that I've dug up all point to it, especially a pair of blacksmith tongs, lots of forged bits and pieces, plus what Rob mentioned yesterday on the last video. Some of this stuff is, to do with horses and that. So it was obviously, I reckon, stables and blacksmiths. But yeah, lots of little diggings, a lot of rubbish too. Yeah, so these are sort of the better parts of the pick. Amherst, it's called. It's about 20k south of Maryborough, and some old diggings, very little, but you can see there used to be, well, you can't really see, but lots of old bits and pieces, old pottery, looks like part of an old toilet, but an interesting little piece of pottery. Look, it looks like it's sort of glass on one side and a porcelain in the other, but look at the colour of it. Yeah, the stuff you find. Interesting lot. This one, tubers, lead. I hate lead. It gives gold signals, but anyway. Little handle off some old stamping machine. Some belt buckles. Well, actually, they weren't belt buckles. They're like waistcoat buckles and that, and they date back to the late 1800s, early 1900s apparently. One of them is stamped Paris Solid, and you can actually look that up on Wikipedia or Google actually. But yeah, some great finds here. Tell you what, guys, this chisel's seen a bit of work. Have a look at the way the end of it's mushroomed over. But yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. A couple of pieces of flat chain that you don't see anymore. Some belt buckles there. An old padlock, much better than that rotten stupid thing I found the other day. This is an oldie. Look at the brass front on it and that. So yeah, it's, I'll try and do a bit of research and find out what it is. But I found about 10 or 11 of them or something like that. They're forged, and they look like there's a left and right. Now I'm tipping there's something to do with tethering horses or harnessing a horse somehow. I don't know. As I say, I dug them up. They've probably been under the ground for 100 years, so they're pretty rusty. But you'll look at the work that some blacksmith has put into these, and they're quite uniform in their design. But I wonder what they are, and if anyone knows, please let me know. As I say, they might be worth something to the right person. Someone who's into early horse harnessing and all that. I don't even know. As I say, I know nothing about horses. Yeah, as I say, all forged, obviously. I don't know for the life of me what they would be for, other than for horses somehow. I don't know, but yeah, also coming up. It must be getting on in time. It must be about 3:30 because guess who sticks their face around the corner every night at 3:30? Have a look at this lot. Not a bad little collection, this lot, guys. An old, well, it looks like a G clamp, but if you look at the end of it, where it's broken away, it's not right. That's from the Enterprise Manufacturing Company, and I think it's dated about 1883 because it has a patent on it. And after doing a little bit of research, it could be part of an old meat grinder. Yeah, this is a good one. Choose the wick adjuster out of some old lantern. Yeah, so an interesting one. I was lucky I didn't break it when I dug it up. And a little old tobacco tin from the HD and HO Wills or whatever they call themselves. Well, guys, as the title just said, this is the Maryborough Harness Club, and in their club rooms each year they have a swap and sell for old bottles and relics and bits and pieces. So yeah, we had a stroll around here for an hour or two, some great little bits and pieces, and as I've said before, there's always things you can learn in these places. Like coming up in a little bit, you'll see a little bit on advertising on milk bottles and why it got stopped. I'll let you read the little notice yourselves, but yeah, it's just interesting, why things disappeared and that. So yeah, have a look at this. It's not bad. Funnily enough, the guy who put me onto this was a fellow traveller in the caravan park, and he collects bottles. And I can't remember his name, nice bloke. And he said, the show's on. And I said, oh, look, you collect bottles. I said, have you been to Clunes to have a look at the bottle museum there? And he said, no. And I found that very surprising that a guy's right into bottle collecting hadn't been to that museum. And we're talking about Clunes. I mean, it's only 20 or 30 k's down the road from Maryborough, so it's not far. But yeah, I said, well, you've missed something there. Coming up in the still shot tubers, you're going to see a meat grinder sort of thing that used to clamp to a bench top. Have a look at the G clamp bit, very familiar, and it's almost identical to something we've just dug up in my relics that you saw. Same manufacturer and everything, Enterprise Manufacturing Company. Also, have a look at the little miniature shopping centre display, which is sort of coming up about now. Woolworths and Coles and all that are now selling these again, but I can remember them when I was a kid.
Well, guys, I've said it before and I'll say it again. You come across some unusual stuff. This is basically just a rubbish dump for all the tailings and shit out of the mines, but have a look what someone's done here. You see these holes? They're all about a metre apart, and they're all in this bloody ditch or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, like someone's been looking for something, but they're all about the same distance apart. Look like they've been drilled with an auger. But then again, look, it could be landing feet off an alien spacecraft too, but I'm tipping it's probably the auger. And once again, tubers, the things you discover when you drive around some of these tracks. This all looks pretty well picked over. You know, there's probably gold in there, but yeah, I've got a funny feeling me and everyone else has been in there. It's like the bloody Grand Canyon. Have a look at it.
Well, my friends, that is part 31, done and dusted. As I'm doing this, I am back home. I have decided to head back. I was going to go to Denali for a week, and I thought, stuff it, I'll get back. Got a few things to do to Zuki, make her a bit more four-wheel drive friendly. The van needs a service, and my bank account needs a service. I'm going to get back to work, hopefully till about Christmas or January. And then next year we are off to Western Australia. That's right, the big one next year. So we're all warmed up for that. So yeah, but I'll do a few videos in the meantime of things I'm going to do. So until the next one, guys, that was Aussie RV Adventures Gold, and we didn't find any.